And welcome to Bulls Roundup, our debut show. Along with Mike Lefko, I'm Jim Lauk. We'll be here twice a month to give you all the latest information on USF athletics. Mike, a great opportunity to profile every USF sport.
There certainly are many sports and a lot happening with each sport. Why not cover it all here on Bulls Roundup?
Well, we'll get right to it with volleyball. We're going to start with the Bulls off to a great start. In fact, their best start in 15 seasons. They won tournaments in Charlotte and in Tampa. They've already had 2 Conference Players of the Week, Elise Panic defensively and Dakota Hampton on offense. Bulls are playing in another tournament. They're back home September 16th, and they'll have matches on the 17th as well.
Women's soccer is also off to another impressive start, a program best number 14 national ranking. The Bulls are routinely starting 5 to 6 freshmen from a team that won 15 games last year. No letdown. This team started 5-0 with some nice wins over Alabama and Kentucky from the SEC. Their conference play begins towards the end of September for a team that was picked to finish second in the American Athletic Conference. Men's soccer also always goes with a challenging schedule. The Bulls played 2 top 15 ranked teams on the road over Labor Day weekend at Virginia Tech and at Maryland. And the Bulls continue with maybe the game of the year at Corbett Stadium coming up on September 27th against number 2 Clemson. Now for USF, their conference play starts September 24th. USF was also picked to finish second in the league.
USF football is underway, picked up a win over Towson at Raymond James Stadium their first time up. They have a busy September ahead. Home game against Northern Illinois, road trip to Syracuse, and then the big matchup September 24th, Raymond James Stadium. Bulls and Seminoles tickets are going quickly. If you don't have them yet, get to Ticketmaster or usfbullstix.com. Make sure you're in the stadium on the 24th. Cross country is hard at work. They are going through practice now, and they will be hosting a home invitational on October 14th. Cross country in action in just a couple of weeks.
Women's basketball also announced their non-conference schedule earlier this week. The Bulls are coming off of 2 NCAA tournament appearances. They're going to head to the Bahamas and Vegas for a couple of non-conference tournaments, and they also host Louisville on January 22nd here in the Sun Dome.
All right, stay with us. We're going to jump into men's soccer and take a look at one of the big-time goal scorers there, Nazim Bartman, when we return on Bulls Roundup after this.
I told my friends it's a real life drama I recommend. It touches your heart, it opens your mind. It's part of your history, part of our times. Every day's another sequel, the ending's up to you. The amazing story, the amazing story.
Tampa Bay Times, official newspaper of the USF Bulls.
When you need game day precision to sear, saute, or simmer, call on natural gas. With tight temperature control and instant on-off settings, you can entertain your fans at home anytime. People's Gas. We're delivering the natural choice more Floridians enjoy. Learn how you can earn up to $1,750 in cashback allowances with our energy conservation rebates at peoplesgas.com/enjoy.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Let's see what the doctor says.
Hello? Hi, sweetie. Okay, can you open your mouth? Yeah, that's going around. I'll send in a prescription.
Thanks, Doc.
Not you, too.
Nazim Bartman has found a home playing soccer at USF, but his destination came after a journey across multiple schools and continents.
I mean, like anything else, that you need to practice, you need to get used to it, and that was basically it. At Tyler Junior College, I had to get used to the soccer there, get used to the physical abilities of the players, and just get used to soccer overall in America.
Ironically, I went and watched them play a pro team at Tyler, and it was a tough game where you didn't get to see Nazim do a lot, but I saw enough to know that we'd love for him to be a Bull.
When opportunities to play professionally in his native South Africa dried up, Bartman headed to the U.S. in 2012. From Lindsey Wilson College to Tyler Junior College and USF, each step has molded Bartman into a complete player on and off the field.
Getting a more responsibility type of role, as in being a leader on the team and also being one of the captains. I feel like me being more matured on the field and trying to lead players out on the field and off the field has developed more compared to when I came in 2015.
But then it's also how you communicate. You know, do you walk around like you're the big guy, or do you walk around very humbly and make sure that everybody in the program knows you care about them? Where if you sit down with Nazim outside of being on the field, you know, he's just one of the guys.
And I'm always willing to help anyone who needs help, you know, because I've been in that situation, and I know how it feels to be in a situation where you're trying to adapt to something new, to a new place.
A vast array of experience and a more versatile game has put Bartman in a great position to attain the professional dream that eluded him 4 years ago.
A lot of times players get in their head what they have to do, and then they end up not doing what they should or supposed to do. And I think if he just has fun out there this year, he's a good person, a clean soccer player, he'll be a first-round draft pick.
And then making the jump to America was a bit easier than what I would have expected. So everything happened for a reason, and yeah, I feel like every year I become more mature on the field, off the field, and I feel like I'm ready to make the next jump into the professional ranks.
Soon, Nazim Bartman may be the next name on the growing lineage of USF pros.
Nice profile on Nazim Bartman, USF men's soccer. Mike, sometimes we forget how tough that is, not only adjusting to athletic competition, classroom competition, but a brand new country as well.
I think it's all of those things, and you combine it with the fact that Nazim said USF is such a big campus with population and with the physical size of it. He had to get used to navigating his way around with all the people here, with how regimented college life is too. You have practice, you have class, you have games. So all of that was such a big adjustment. I think as you saw there in that piece, he's settled in now in year 2 at USF.
Doing a great job for the Bulls. We're going to stay with soccer, move over to the USF women's team. What a great start they are having. They've already knocked off Kentucky and Alabama from the SEC. A lot more tough matches coming up. Seems like every USF athlete has someone that inspires them, and that's the case with the Bulls' Jordan Listro.
I'd have to say that my grandfather was definitely my #1 fan. He would come to all my tournaments, all my games, and I just remember if he missed a game, we'd sit at the kitchen table and he'd be like, "So tell me about the game," and he'd have like a bunch of pieces of paper and he'd be like, "Draw me out, like what happened, how'd you score?" And I'd draw like the players. 2012, it was the year of the U17 World Cup. I remember my grandmother calling our house, and in Italian we call him Nonno, so she was like, "Nonno's not feeling well." We took him to the hospital, and then within like 4 days they diagnosed him with stage 4 lung cancer. I took time off, and luckily we got to have him home for a couple months, and I remember that summer I started going back to practices as we knew that his time was coming to an end, because then he was a totally different person. Practice was at night, I'd stay with him all day, so that was basically the daily routine. In August of 2012, 4 days before my 17th birthday, he passed away. So that was something that I've never experienced in my life. I knew that in the next couple weeks that I would be trying out for the World Cup team, and that was the final camp. I ended up making the team, and it was just almost bittersweet when I made the team because I was so happy that I achieved a childhood goal of mine, but at the end of the day I couldn't share it with the person that would have been the most proud. So I bring that story to USF, and I knew that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
USF's Jordan Listro, great story of inspiration. Well, stay with us. There's a lot more to come on our debut edition of Bulls Roundup. When we come back, Mike will visit with USF women's tennis coach Christina Moros. Stay with us.
We are American. We have the grit to dig deep and the courage to stand together. For us, it's all or nothing. You see, that's power. We are power.
Hi, your house here. Did you know I'm wasting your energy and money? Tampa Electric can help. Call for a free home energy audit, and an energy analyst will inspect your ductwork and insulation. Check windows and doors for leaks. Examine heating and cooling systems. All the places energy can be lost. The analyst will recommend solutions and even offer you rebates. Call Tampa Electric today to learn about all its energy-saving programs. They're free. Tampa Electric, the power to save you money.
Oh, hi, your computer here. Did you know I can help you save money on your electric bill with Energy Planner from Tampa Electric? This interactive energy management program puts you in control of your energy costs by giving you access to lower rates that are available 87% of the time. It's easy, it's free, and they'll even show you how to make the most of it. Sign up for Energy Planner, only from Tampa Electric. Tampa Electric, the power to save you money.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
I laughed, I cried, I told my friends it's a real life drama I recommend. It touches your heart, it opens your mind. It's part of your history, part of our times. And the days are not a sequel, the ending's up to you. The amazing story, the amazing story.
Tampa Bay Times, official newspaper of the USF Bulls.
We're joined now on Bulls Roundup by head women's tennis coach Christina Moros. Coach, in your second season, let's talk about that incredible first year to start this interview. You guys reached the conference title game, a match of the American Athletic Conference tournament. Did you expect to have that much success?
To be honest, no, not from the very beginning. When I saw our first match and kind of the way that we competed in our very first match, I knew we had some work to do, but I didn't really know how far we needed to climb, and that was definitely a telltale sign of what we needed to do. And the girls really jumped on board, and they wanted to really get better very quickly, and they made necessary changes that are kind of hard to do in the middle of the season, but they did, and they deserved all the credit for doing as well as we did towards the end.
I know year one as a coach is kind of a challenge. You have to come in and assess what you have. You can't really leave your mark. Now year two, what are you looking forward to going into this season?
Well, it's interesting because, last year, when you compared to 2 years ago, they didn't do very well. And so really we played with no pressure. And, this year, because of the success that we had last year, I feel like it's going to be a different kind of mentality, because we definitely have a target on our back this year of being ranked. We'll probably be preseason ranked, which we weren't last year. So it's really kind of adjusting that mental focus of not playing with any pressure to now playing with a little bit more pressure as a team. They obviously want to do better and win the conference this year, and that in itself is a lot of pressure.
The fall season starts in just a couple of weeks, right at the end of this month.
Yep.
What do you take away? What's the important part for you and your staff to watch during the fall season?
Well, the fall, because it's so different than the spring. The spring is all about the team, and the fall you're doing more individual stuff. So we're really trying to improve as individuals to hopefully, kind of fit in a puzzle piece to have something really good start in the spring. I feel when you compare to where we were last year to where we are this year, kind of fitness-wise and conditioning-wise, we're way above what we were a year ago. So we have a really good starting point versus I felt like last year we were starting really low and had a lot tougher to climb. But we're starting at a pretty high level right now, and so as you know, even getting those higher levels, the better that you get, are even tougher and tougher. So we'll see what they're made of, kind of starting at the end of the month.
And with the pieces that you're returning, as you said, maybe there's some expectation now. Do you think the players know that it's a different standard this year?
Absolutely, and I think they understood that from the very first fitness test that we had, the very first workout that they had, that it is a different standard for sure. And we returned 7 out of our top 8 players, so we have really a great core group to really work from and build from last year and hopefully get even better.
Well, it really should be an exciting women's tennis season. That's head coach Christina Moros. When we come back, we'll swing over to volleyball. More on Bulls Roundup after this.
Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. Let's see what the doctor says.
Hello? Hi, sweetie. Okay, can you open your mouth? Yeah, that's going around. I'll send in a prescription.
Thanks, Doc.
Not you too.
We are American. We have the grit to dig deep and the courage to stand together. For us, it's all or nothing. You see, that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The USF volleyball team has already won 2 tournaments and is off to their longest winning streak since 2000. Maybe it's helped because they've gotten a new spark of life from first-year assistant Benavia Jenkins.
Volleyball wasn't, in the beginning, my top sport. It was more basketball or track. I was being recruited by University of Florida in track. The coach at the time came, spoke with Mary and was like, hey, we have this kid who's a great triple jumper. I know she plays volleyball, but I'm just not sure. And so Mary came out and watched me I lost. I got second place in triple jump, and so afterwards she spoke with me and my mom, and she's like, would you like to come in and just kind of take a look around our campus? And we're like, sure, why not? So just having that opportunity to be at Florida at the right time, to actually get me a scholarship at the end of the day, it was just a blessing in disguise. With my class, I must say that was a tough group. We fought through all types of adversity. We bought into everything that Mary Wise was teaching us, but not just on the court, just preparing us to be better women in life. Playing overseas is a whole different ballpark. When you get there, you need to know the game. Once you're over there, it's kind of like, hey, we brought you here, we're paying for you, you need to know the game, let's win. It was a lot more fast-paced, which helped me learn the game a lot better. When I was in school, it was more like, this is what we're gonna do, this is the scouting report, whereas overseas is not as much detailed, but I mean, it's still a great game, it's volleyball. I started my own club team back at home, and there was still that love for the game. And I just wasn't happy with coaching. I was just like, this is probably what I'm not supposed to be doing. So let me go back overseas. But that final year was that year that, taught me, okay, let's go ahead and transition over to being a coach. So my first year at Santa Fe, working under Nick Sharonis, who was the assistant coach at Florida when I was there, listening to him and learning and watching his coaching styles and what I like and what I don't like about it. From there, I transitioned over to Coastal Carolina. I walked into a great situation, being able to win conference champs and be able to train middles that, was ranked top in the nation. It was amazing. And so now I'm here. And this is where I feel like it's home for me. I'm back in Florida. When I got a chance, my first initial thoughts when I met the players, I'm just like, it's gonna be fun. I think the biggest thing that I can tell them and teach them is, you never give up. It's gonna be hard. There was a lot of games that, we lost at Florida or when I was professional. But at the end of the day, you come back in the gym, you work hard, you train hard, you're competing, and it's all about competing against each other, and you're making your teammate better. And if you feel like you can walk out those doors and say, I got better today, or I made my teammate better today, then this would be a very successful team and a great season this year.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power. We are American. We have the grit to dig deep. And the courage to stand together. For us, it's all or nothing. You see, that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. Let's see what the doctor says.
Hello? Hi, sweetie. Okay, can you open your mouth? Yeah, that's going around. I'll send in a prescription.
Thanks, Doc.
Not you too.
That's our look around athletics for this show, Mike. There may not be a busier month than the month of September in college athletics.
It's funny, at the start of the month, you go from kind of easing back into it, and then all of a sudden, towards the end of September, you're fully in the thick of conference play.
Follow the Bulls on the website, gousfbulls.com. A lot of great home matches and a lot of different sports coming up. We'll be there to chronicle them all, and we will see you again soon on Bulls Roundup.